Hey, it's Eric Skye again. Another exciting rant about guitar playing. Today I want to talk about slowing down your practice. This is sort of a continuation of an earlier segment about practice. Practicing slowly is it's really almost like a cliche, and I just want to try to break through that and just just really kind of overstate how important that can be, and maybe give an example of what slow might mean. I can't tell you as a teacher over the years how many times, you tell people to slow down, and they do a little bit, but then they kind of don't. And you just know, like, that's the one thing that'll fix the situation. And you don't know how to say it without yelling, just like slow down. But it's huge. And it's something I didn't, get good at until way more into adulthood. I think I had to be more mature, because I think in some ways what it is we're impatient. We want to learn. We're learning something, but we want it to sound like the record, or we want to sound good. I mean, maybe it's just, we all have that self-consciousness thing, even if we're just playing by ourselves in our practice space. You want to sound like you're good at something, and that's super understandable. And yet it can be a habit that can really be sabotaging, because you can sort of get to this place where you're making, there's a little wrinkle there, and you notice it every time, but you just think, in time it'll just work itself out. And it's like, no, you kind of got to go get the iron out and really slow this thing down. So part of it is just like thoroughly processing information. I think, like, for example, if we were talking about improvisation and scales and stuff, which is kind of outside of the scope of this series, although I do have some stuff on YouTube about that, and maybe I'll do more in the future. But if you said, Eric, I want to play, I want to be able to take a solo on this jazz tune like Autumn Leaves or something, what I used to do, I used to record myself. Nowadays you could use an app like the iReal Pro, just like amazingly wonderful accompaniment software, so it just sort of plays along and you can slow it down. But I would say, like, slow it down to like 40 beats per minute, which it's just like, or 30 beats per minute. It'll seem insanely slow. People will think you're crazy if they're listening in the other room. But if I say something like, hey, okay, during the time that the band's playing A minor 7, maybe try playing a C major 7 arpeggio or something, and then when the band's playing like the D9 chord, try like an F sharp half diminished arpeggio or something. And so if you put that on, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. When you practice like that, you try that arpeggio or scale or melodic idea or whatever it is we're talking about or working on, you're going to really process that. You're going to hear every little note and how it sounds against that chord, or how it sounds against the groove. And it's just my feeling that that I would process that in a much sort of deeper way, that's really going to be like, I really have a command of those sounds and what that palette of paints really means. Sure, I could put it on like and try the same thing, and because I've been playing for long enough, I know I'll probably get something that sounds pretty good, and you would too, and that's cool. But that's different. That's not really savoring every little morsel, every little tone, and really processing what each one sounds like. That's for later, or the faster thing is for later. So when your teacher says, slow this down, just really try to go like half as, try to go 3 times slower than you think. I mean, try to go crazy. I sometimes joke with my students, if someone walked by my house and heard my open window, me practicing, they'd think I've been playing for a month or so, or they think I discovered heroin, because I'm going through these things just impossibly slow. If it's, for the reasons I just mentioned, and also like if it's a new, I don't know, like if I'm learning like a new chord progression, like, let's make something up. Let's try to play something I never played before. So here's a C major 9 that I just saw in a book recently. And what if I wanted to go to F major 7? Okay. I can tell you honestly, I've never done this before. So what I would do, because it's new to me, just like if I went to your house that I've never been before and I had to suddenly go find some back room, I've never been there, so I need to really take my time and slow down and figure out where all this is. So I'll sit and play this like 1, 2, and then while the beat's going, I'm already like, my eyes are down here and I'm sort of visualizing what's happening there. But I'll do this just super, super slow, or maybe it's a new scale, it's a new arpeggio, but just as a way of ironing it out. Then when it comes time to play the tune, I've got it, I've got it. But because I played it slow, finger style arrangements, just everything. So that's the theme for the day. Try to just see how slow you can go and just savor every little thing, process every little thing, use a metronome and go for ridiculous settings. And then later you can speed it up and you'll be great. But it's less likely it'll work the other way around.